Welcome back to another Habs Nation video. Today we have two different subjects. First of all, going to review the game number 3 of Ivan Demidov and going to talk about the prospect Montreal Canadiens. Their seeding at the rookie camp is going to start Wednesday, September 11th. First of all, game number 3 of Demidov and KHL. SKA play against the Lokomotiv and Radulov. Unfortunately for the SKA, they got blank yesterday, scoreless, because they lost by the score of 2-0. Demidov finished the game with a TOI of 10 minutes, and he has only one shot on the net and one block shot. The big news about that game is because Demidov played only one shift during the third period. 1 minute shift, he had one shot. Unfortunately for him, during the third period, the SKA play a 5 minute on the PK. We know Demidov does not play on the special team PK. He play only on unit number 2 on the power play. And the SKA have a 4 minute power play, but he play only 1 minute at the third period. Now, this league is about winning. It's not about development. And Demidov want his team play against a big team like Lokomotiv. He only trade by 1 goal. You're not going to see Demidov or the third line he play with Kuznetsov or Randulik on the ice at the end of the game. And that's the reason Demidov play only one shift on the third period. Now, some rumors said he's maybe hurt. I didn't see at any moment during the third game Demidov was hurt. So we'll see if we have other development about the situation about Demidov. But for me, is more about the fact that the game was only by 1 goal and in penalties, and the game maker Demidov could not have more time on the ice during the third period. His first 2 periods was pretty good overall. Like the third line, there was, or the rest of the team, they don't have a lot of possibility. Really great game for the Lokomotiv, and we have to give credit for that team. The fact like Demidov and the rest of his teammates didn't have a big chance to put the puck in the net during that game. Now, Demidov, what I like after 3 games, first of all, he have 1 point. He have an average of 13 minutes TOI after 3 games. The fact for me is moving constantly. His feet on the ice is always moving. For me, this is a great sign of a good hockey player in NHL one day. And since the beginning of that season in the KHL, he looked good. For me, for 18, 19 years old, playing the KHL, we know the TOI usually is only 3 minutes. He is approximately at 13 minutes. So overall, this is a good start for Demidov. As a Montreal Canadiens fans, remember, guys, we never have a player like Demidov since Alexei Kovalev. And sometimes Kovalev, he never show up every game. But for me, Demidov, it could become that kind of excitement for the Montreal Canadiens fan, because he's going to become a player could add at least 90 points in NHL. This is a player, Saint Guy Lafleur for me, is going to be really, really fun to watch. It's going to be really excited for the Montreal Canadiens. We can wait for Demidov to join the Montreal Canadiens for the upcoming season 2025-2026. No doubt in my mind, he's going to be a part of the top 6. Again, this is another good start for Demidov in the KHL after 3 games. I'll just give you a little bit more a review. And remember, I produce every game, all the shift of Demidov inside of this channel. So if you want to see what he look like, you can see those videos every game he play in the KHL for the upcoming season. And they are released usually 20-30 minutes after the game when the game is over. So this is a little bit more about Ivan Demidov. We're going to see his development. He's going to be his next game Thursday. Now, let's talking about the prospect ceiling at the rookie camp for the Montreal Canadiens 2024. We know the camp going to start Wednesday for the physical test, and then he's going to have 2 games during the weekend. Again, the Toronto Prospect Maple Leaf at the Bell Center. The game starts at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. You can watch those games on the website of Montreal Canadiens or on the YouTube channel Montreal Canadiens. First of all, let's talking about the first players. Emil Henneman. Obviously, Henneman is a player drafted by the Fleur Panthers, get traded to the Calgary Flame for Sam Bennett, and then he got traded for the Calgary Flame to the Montreal Canadiens at some point with Tyler Toffoli in return. And Henneman, he did not establish himself to become a great hockey player to play in NHL for the Montreal Canadiens. We know he's a big size player, 6'2". He have a great shot, a really strong shot, but he cannot find a way to play in NHL. For me, is the kind of player is going to become an American Hockey League player, can have a couple of games in NHL. He can jump in sometime, but as a regular player in NHL, I don't see this for Evan Eneman, and he's going to become now, remember, he's already 23 years old. My second player I want to talk about, guys, on this subject is Owen Beck. Oh, big controversy about Owen Beck yesterday in the live streaming. A lot of fans expect Owen Beck to become a third center in NHL. I don't want to disappoint you, but I don't see that. I think for me, Owen Beck at some point is going to become a four-liner for the Montreal Canadiens in the future. Coach, come on. I will tell you my honest answer. At some point, Montreal Canadiens are going to have better players. Michael Edge, example. Joshua White is already in front of Owen Beck for me. And maybe other players going to join the Montreal Canadiens, and they're going to become better overall, skill-wise, talent-wise at Owen Beck. This is my ceiling for Owen Beck for the Montreal Canadiens at long term. A fourth center with the Montreal Canadiens. If this is the case, guys, this is a great news. Montreal Canadiens are going to become a solid team in NHL if Owen Beck play as a fourth center. We know his quality as a face-off man. We know he's a great player on the coverage, opening best players, and we know what he can do. But overall, for me, this is the type of player I expect a long term with the Montreal Canadiens, a fourth center and NHL. My third player I want to talk about, guys, is Sean Farrell. Draft 4-1 pick a couple of years ago. Farrell had a great career in the USAHL with the Chicago Steel and also with the NCAA with Harvard. But unfortunately, since he joined the Montreal Canadiens and the Laval Rocket, did not show up a lot of promise like he was expected about Sean Farrell. He's a small winger, really talented skater, and good hands. But for me, I don't see him to be a part of the Montreal Canadiens a long term. Why? Because you cannot have Sean Farrell on your four line. And you put him on the top 9 forward. I don't see Farrell with the Montreal Canadiens. And this is the reason I believe Farrell is not going to become a long term player with the Montreal Canadiens. My next player, guys, is Philippe Major. Same thing. Now, Major could be a center. He's a 5'10". It could be a winger too. But look what his curve of the progression since he got drafted by the Montreal Canadiens 2 years ago, 26 overall pick. Major tried to make the Laval Rocket at 19 years old. He had an opportunity to take that spot. He fell. He had to go back to the OHL at 19 years old, play with Kitchener, have not a great year. At 20 years old, return one more year in OHL, have only one more point compared to the year before with 7 games less. At the end of the day, he did not dominate the OHL, and he have a good tournament at the junior, but he's 20 years old. For me, it's a lot of red flag for Major. At long term, I don't see exactly like Sean Farrell. He's not a four-liners player. He needs to be at the top 9, and I don't see him at long term with the Montreal Canadiens. I don't have him at a spot with the Montreal Canadiens in the next 3, 4, 5 years. Yes, he will maybe look good with the Laval Rocket, but we cannot give up on Major. He's only 20 years old, but still, I don't expect too much about him. My next player I want to talk about, guys, is Riley Kidney. This is a guy where the expectation was high for Kidney. It was a second-round pick by the Montreal Canadiens under Marc Bergevin. Great career in the QM, but unfortunately, his first year in the Laval Rocket was stopped a couple of times with injuries. He did not have a really good year with the Laval Rocket. Again, he's only 21 years old for the upcoming season. We cannot give up on him. But another player like Major and Farrell, small players, top 9 forward, I don't see him to be a part of the Montreal Canadiens at long term. That's my ceiling for him. My next player I want to talk about, guys, is Florent Jacquet. Now, a lot of Montreal Canadiens fans have some vibe, are excited about him. Yes, he's a 6'4". Yes, he's a center. For me, the max he can join the Montreal Canadiens is could become a 4-liner with the Montreal Canadiens. Those kind of player guys draft third round late, fourth round, fifth round, don't dominate at 19, 20 years old in OHL or WHL or QM. Have always some reservation for their ceiling in NHL. Said that, I'm not negative. For me, Jacky is only a 4-line. If he becomes that kind of players, he could use his physicality of the game, a great forechecker. He's not a bad skater. He can improve his hands. He can put a couple of goals per year with the Montreal Canadiens, between 4 to 8 per year, and he can play a specific role as a 4-liner. This is good for Florent Jacquard, but this is my ceiling I see on him. Now, same situation for a guy for Luke Talk. This guy have a great shot, by the way. Did not dominate the NCAA. He's already at 22 years old. Have an extension to play one more year in NCAA because of the COVID situation. I'm really, 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 really low about Luke Talk, in my opinion, for his ceiling. Maybe a 4-liner, but I don't see that. I see more as an American Hockey League. This is a year for him to show to the Montreal Canadiens organization what he looked like. He's going to become 23 years old. Like Emil Henneman, unfortunately, he needs to prove something for the Montreal Canadiens. We'll see what he looked like. Yes, big size, 6'2", could become physical, have a good camp last year with the Montreal Canadiens at the rookie camp, but we need to see more for Luke Talk for the upcoming rookie camp and what it looked like. Finally, 2 more players. Adam Ekstrom is going to be a part of the main camp for the Montreal Canadiens and the rookie camp. For me, this is my wild card for the Montreal Canadiens. I really like that pick. They did Montreal Canadiens 2 years ago by Ken Hughes, 92 overall pick. Good left defenseman, 6'2", really smart, really good skater. Play on the 2 sides of the game, in my opinion, as a defenseman. For me, his ceiling could be a 3rd pairing defenseman, number 5, number 6. But this is the kind of player you like to have if you have a long run in the playoff because of his size. We'll see what he look like, his development. But again, the only problem with Engstrom and everybody else are on the left side as a defenseman, like William Trudeau, Jackie, Strobel, Madison, Caden Coley, Lane Hudson. They have only 3 spots. And you cannot dress everybody. But we'll see what he look like. Engstrom, I can't wait to see him, his development for the upcoming season with the Laval Rocket. But again, pay attention more about Adam Engstrom. Finally, the goaltender for the rookie camp is Quentin Miller. We know he got hurt, but overall, Miller, another late pick by the Montreal again 2 years ago by Ken Hughes. He's going to have a great year for the upcoming season. Play with Rimouski. That team could be part of the Memorial Cup 2025. That will bring Miller to play all the way to the zone next year. But he's stuck in the pipeline in front of him. Already Montembeault, Primo, Tobesh, Fowler. We'll see what he's going to look like for the season 2025-2026 when Montreal Canadiens. Don't be surprised he's stuck in the East Coast Hockey League. But again, for me, my expectation for Miller is really low. Maybe a backup, a goaltender, and the NHL, but mostly for me to become a goaltender, American Hockey League at some point during his career. And that give you guys all the Montreal Canadiens prospect ceiling, my expectation for each one of them. Hopefully you enjoy another video of the Habs Nation with Coach Frenchy. Today we talk about the review game number 3 of Ivan Demidov and what it could become at some point with the Montreal Canadiens. And finally we talk about the prospect ceiling for different players and the pipeline on the Montreal Canadiens. Until the next time, don't forget please to subscribe, like, and leave me a comment and maybe talk about a specific players. What are your expectations? Until the next time, remember, you have greatness inside of you, and we wish you an amazing, great, blessed day, everybody.